All right, guys, welcome back to another Wednesday night scrim hosted by myself, SnowBack. Tonight we're going to be doing 4 rounds, just like we've been doing lately. New score system is up inside the correct channel. And go ahead and figure out the first plane line soon and figure out what this round is going to bring us. For some reason, my messages aren't sending on Discord. I was trying to bring some, I think like 2 sub-teams in. And for some reason, my messages are coming up red, so I'm guessing there's a problem with the PC version of Discord right now, maybe? But I'll go ahead and restart after this game. So let's figure out what the plane line's going to be for our first round tonight, and it looks like we're going to be heading from Yasnaya all the way down in between Hospital and Gatka. So potentially we should have some pretty good jumps on this one. Definitely suspect some teams going Yasnaya, Rozhok, always South George and North George, and let's see if anybody ends up going to the Pachinki area in this one. So hopefully everything I got ironed out before the start of the stream tonight. I switched from Streamlabs today to just OBS. I feel like the recent updates for Streamlabs spiked my processor quite high. I think I was sitting around like 60-something% for like no absolute reason. And with OBS right now, I'm sitting at like 9%. So I think I'm going to stick with this and just see how the stream turns out at the end of it. If you guys notice anything that needs to be done, like adjusting my mic, in-game sounds, anything like that, go ahead and pop it into the chat. I do have the MadCat window open, so I can go ahead and talk to you guys. So all you guys watching on any other social media platform out there, head over to my MadCat. That is going to be the one that I'm going to primarily stream to for the next little bit. So I definitely appreciate all you guys to head over there and hit that follow button for me. So let's head over here to Yasnaya and see how many teams are actually over here. From what I could tell, it did look like there was about 4 of them. So let's see where everybody is chilling at. So let me pull up the team list real quick. So it looks like we are going to have Age Gives Experience over there at the apartments. And Kit Kat's getting the first one of the game. Let's head up here to Severny and watch these 2 teams duke it out right here at the very beginning. So currently Team 9 is going to be down 1 player, I believe. And that is going to be Finisher. So it's going to be up to just Justin Echo Fox and Special to go ahead and try to pull this one off. So see a couple shots coming out from a teammate right here at the hospital area. And Lucky is unfortunately going to go out to a vehicle explosion. I'm not sure who ended up getting that one. What's up, Naughty? How you doing, dude? I saw you just left, what was it, Levitate? I saw you change your name on my friends list. So Scuba's going to be moving up right here on the process. Going to be using the Dacia for a little bit of cover, playing peekaboo side to side, and ends up landing the last couple bullets right there onto, I believe, process, and that's going to go ahead and give Prism 1 kill at the very beginning of this one. So unfortunately for Purple Haze, he was a little bit separated from the rest of the trio of his team over there. They're going to be a little deeper into South George, so they went ahead and basically singled him out and went for the easy kill. So we're still going to have the teams up there into Severny, and I believe down to just 2 in Yasnaya now. Definitely want to check in up here in Severny. These two teams are directly on top of each other at this point. Echo Fox are going to go ahead and get the knock onto Justin. T going to get knocked and thirsted by Echo Fox. And you can see Luna's going to try to third-person peek the side of the building right there. Echo Fox going for the flank on the back side of the broken wall. And doesn't get any shots landed on them before they're able to get inside the windows. And here comes the drop shot from Luna. Gonna get a knock onto Echo, and pre-fire special down there. Gets the knock onto both. That's gonna go ahead and give that team 4 kills so far in this round. Unfortunately, they did lose T on the exchange as well as Kit Kat, so that's gonna bring them down to just a 2-man for the rest of this round. So other than that, I believe we're just going to be down to these teams over here in Yasnaya. So let's go ahead and check out the action right here. Currently going to be checking in with Blunt Trauma Esports right here for Team 13. And off in the distance, you can see Team 11. That's going to be Jello Shooters. And off in the distance still is going to be Age Gives Experience over there near the apartment buildings. I believe they're starting to move somewhat in this position, possibly trying to third party these two teams over here. And he's going to prime the frag and gets it through the window. He's going to get the knock onto one. Pratt's going to go ahead and jump the wall. Gets the knock onto Dizzy right here. But fortunately, I don't even know how to pronounce that one, so I'm just going to say RDM. Was right there to go ahead and move up and get the knock just so he couldn't go ahead and thirst. That's going to go ahead and give Blunt Trauma Esports 4 kills in this round already. So that's going to go ahead and pull Team 11 out of that one. Very nice attempt right there by Jello Shooters. And they should be able to get their team back up. Unfortunately, they're going to be down the Sabus already. And let's see where Team 18 is currently standing. And unfortunately for them, they're going to be rocking it out with a 2-man this round. So that's still going to give Blunt Trauma Esports a little bit of advantage coming from a 3v2. So Age Gives Experience, one of the players going to jump from the 3rd story onto the roof of the one in front. That should give them a pretty good vantage point on the couple players right there in the yellow 2-story in front. I was just making sure my Mad Cat chat was working. I had the window up all day long, so I'm not sure if it needs to be refreshed or not. So zone's going to go ahead and start moving in. We're going to see a zone shift to the top left-hand corner of the map. This is going to leave very bottom of Quarry right there, and at the southwestern edge of that. And we're going to see a cluster of teams kind of near the ruins area as well as South George and Crates. Oh, I am burning up. I do apologize for the late start today, guys. Was in the shower just a little bit too long just before the start. Thought I had time, and apparently I didn't. So right now we're going to be seeing Team 10 rotating in on the buggy directly below Yeet. He's going to go ahead and get a knock onto Steezy, and Slack going to be there to go ahead and make it so he can't get the thirst. Let's see how far away his team currently is from him. You can see them pushing forward, and instead of going for the thirst, he just ended up backing off. Yeet's going to get down to probably about quarter life right now. And he's going to go move in for the thirst now. Misses the first couple shots. And Binary's going to come out with a nade. Gets a knock onto one of the players once again. And I believe Yeet got taken out by his own team. Definitely not intentional. Was just them trying to go ahead and get the knocks. Binary's going to go ahead and push up. Tries to take on the 2v1. And Steezy is down once again. Slack going to move up for the thirst right there onto Binary. And Jers is right there to go ahead and clean that one up. He's going to go ahead and yeet himself off the side of the cliff, shooting in midair, and gets the final couple shots onto the last member right there for Team 10. So we're only going to see a very small shift in the zone right here. It's going to go a little bit to the right, but stay mostly center compared to what it was before. So we're still going to have Pachinki in this one, as well as Rozhawk. All of Crates and Gatka almost right there in the center. So do see Zone Fighter still over there at Ruins. Team 19, as far as I can tell, possibly rotating into the area right now. You can see Remedy's currently in a vehicle heading in this direction. And we're going to see a cluster of teams come in from the eastern side of the zone. You can hear them trying to play shots on each other as they make their rotations by school. Well, let's go ahead and check in over here with Team 18. They currently stopped at school apartments. Actually, let me go ahead and get Discord restarted while I'm currently thinking about it. And log back in and see if my messages start sending. And no, they are not. So I'm not sure why my messages will not send to Discord. So I'll have to use my phone to do it. So currently, we're just waiting on the zone to go ahead and shift. Let's go ahead and head over here with DN1. They're going to be somewhat close to 303 Esports. And let me just log into MadCat and make sure I updated the title on my stream. Definitely bad about that one when Restream's not there to go ahead and change it for me. So it does look like it does have the correct one, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. And let's see what everybody's currently up to. So we're going to see Team 19 getting somewhat close to Team 4 at this point. Zone Fighter's still going to be over there at the Ruins area. It looks like they've traveled just a little bit over, so they're going to be just down the hill right now from Team 19. So I'm going to go ahead and head back over here to Ruins. And let's go ahead and get this fight between Blunt Trauma Esports and DN1 on the stream for you guys. And currently you can see Dizzy trying to unload some shots on them as they rotate right through some of the open doors over there. And they're going to continue rotating over towards Watertown now. I always forget I have to do this part. Alright, so we're not gonna see a whole lot of action out of this zone. Definitely suspect we're gonna see quite a bit in the next zone as we start to see these teams being pushed together. And we're going to see a complete hard shift in the zone. This is one's going to go straight down to 303. So they're going to be right there beside the drop down there and should potentially have a very good spot in the next zone already. Let's go over here and check in with these guys over here at Crates. Currently, we're going to see Purple Haze and Setting Nades over here. So they're going to be on the two opposite sides of Crates at this point. So they're probably not going to see each other until after this rotation to the circle. You're going to see a bunch of teams coming in from the northern edge of this one. So we should definitely see probably quite a bit of gatekeeping at the very beginning of this zone shift. So I believe Blanchama Esports going to be placing some shots on to Propagate. He drove right in towards where the drop is. They're going to go ahead and blow his vehicle up so he can't make his rotation away. And as you can see, Jer's going to be off in the distance, coming in right on the very top of the ridgeline. Provide some cover fire to Propagate. Potentially even get a knock. Let's see how Blancham Esports ends up dealing with this situation. Here comes a nade from RDM, ends up getting a knock onto Propagate, so he goes ahead and pushes forward now. He's going to switch to some first person. Try to place some shots onto Jers as he's trying to provide some cover from just the very top. I believe Jers ends up backing off. And for a second, I thought, yeah, he is going to go for a different angle on this one. So, and you can also see Team 22 going to be rotating just directly by these guys. Not even going to try to take on the shots. Juris almost gets behind cover. Dizzy ends up getting the last couple shots as he jumps mid-air. What's up, T? How you doing? Why you go out so early? So I believe Exclusive just said Discord chat is down, but fortunately mobile version's still working, so hopefully you guys should be able to get codes. So right now we're currently going to be seeing Team 21 and Team 18 over here, hopefully exchanging some shots between each other. So I do apologize to some of the backup teams I was trying to bring in. I definitely tried to send messages that just weren't going through. and just didn't think to use my phone to go ahead and get things going. So let's go ahead and check in on the western side of the zone. We're currently going to be seeing the last player, Luna, standing for Send Nades over here. I believe it's going to be Prism, going to be a two-man for them directly on top of these guys. And we're also going to be seeing two knocks over here, one from Galaxy and I believe one from Goliath. And they're going to go ahead and thirst those. And Team 22 gonna go ahead and crash the back of the ridge directly behind them. They're gonna try to play some shots onto Team 5 as they go ahead and rotate by. Right now, they're gonna have to worry about not only Prism, but as well as Team 19 directly in front of them at the yellows. We're gonna see basically almost every team right here in this vicinity right now. So 303 is going to have the compounds just on the outside edge of this one. You're going to see Huda for Team 13 going to be just at the very edge behind the blue building. The rest of his team's going to be just across the street. I believe they're going to go ahead and hop in that buggy, make the rotation forward. Definitely try to get out of there safely. You can see they pop some smokes to go ahead and provide their vehicle some cover so nobody goes ahead and shoots their tires out. And here comes the shots from Team 19 directly behind them. Gonna land quite a few right there onto Dizzy right as they go ahead and jump out of the buggy. What's up, Brown? How you doing, dude? Yeah, I got that on the stream binary. I think it was like Team 10 just randomly showed up on a buggy. Ran right into... Shit, I can't remember who it is now. But let's go back over here and check in on Team 22 at this point. You're going to see some shots coming up from Team 19 from Remedy. He's going to go ahead and get the knock and the thirst right there onto Sin on Team 22. And we're going to see Luna come out with a knock onto one of the players for DN1, and Legit Brit's going to be right there to provide the cover. Gets the knock back into return. And I believe that's going to go ahead and eliminate that team from this round. Zone's going to go ahead and shift to the right just a tiny bit. 303 Sports compound still going to be within this one, so they should have, like I said earlier, a fairly good spot in the zone. They're going to have to worry about Team 13, which I believe was Blunt Trauma Esports directly behind them. They have no point, or sorry, no other option except to go ahead and either stay where they are or try to push forward. They're definitely going to be third party from the back if they go ahead and try to retreat from this one. So their only option right here is basically to fight. They don't really have any other options at this point. So RDM currently knocked inside the guard shack. You can see Huda is trying to move up the stairs. A little tricky when it's all smoked out. And hopefully get the revive right there onto his teammate. As we can see bunch of teams rotating right here to the very southern tip of this one. Prism's going to go ahead and stop at the compound. Two of them currently going to be inside the shack. And they're going to go ahead and smoke it out. Goliath comes out with the Car9, gets the knock onto one of the players from Captains. And we're going to be seeing a couple shots come out from Team 18 over here. Currently, I believe one knock inside the compound right there onto Team 13. This one's going to be coming from Age Gives Experience. And Dizzy ends up getting knocked by God. And he ends up thirsting Huda as well. So Zeke, crazy low on health, ends up healing back up. We're hearing some shots just off in the distance over here. And currently, King Sai is going to go for the revive onto Cypher. And here we currently see Team 19 taking on Prism. And I believe... yeah, Sandy ended up getting knocked, but they were there to go ahead and provide some cover fire just off in the distance. You're going to see DN1 right here on top of Prism, so they definitely want to go heal up as quickly as possible. Out comes a nade right now from Devil, gets the knock onto Scuba, and I believe it is now just going to be down to Goliath. And I believe he's going to be taken out from the rear by Team 15. So they're going to go ahead and crash the rock in the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, it's on the very edge of the zone, so they should have some cover for, no, just outside. So they barely missed that one. You see 303 is going to come out of their compounds, go ahead and prone through the open field right here. And they're going to start popping smokes directly in front of them. Let's see if they can go ahead and make their way to this drop, get some, hopefully some new armor for these guys, because I believe they were battling it out with Blunt Trauma Esports before they made their rotation over here. So we're seeing some knocks come out from King Size over here. So it's going to be DN1. Actually, here comes a third party from 303. And I believe that is going to be it for DN1. Yeah, Binary is back up now. So this is going to be our final three for this round. We're looking at 303. Where is my team list? Unholy over there for Team 15. And Team 22 is going to be Crucial Gaming. You're going to see a knock come out from Stroke with the DP onto Cypher. And let's see if King Size has the opportunity to go ahead and get the revive off. Hopefully these guys have a bunch of smokes to make their rotation into zone. Currently, zone's going to be moving in. He's not going to have time for a revive at all on this, so it's not really a point in going for it, because this late in zone is just going to hurt you more than anything at this point. Here come the shots from Team 15, and I believe Bash is going to go ahead and get the confirmation on that one. So we're going to go over here, spectate with God. He's going to get the knock onto Bash as soon as he gets the thirst over there. And just trying to get some kind of hits through the smoke. He's just going to hopefully spray and take off a little bit of damage. Nade right now would be absolutely devastating for this team. And here comes the nade from Zeke. Going to get the knock on the Bash. It's now just going to be down to, well, that's going to be it. 303 is going to be our winners of our first round tonight. So very good, nice job to those guys. They're going to come out victorious with 8 kills. Second's going to go to Unholy. Third is going to go to Crucial Gaming. Fourth, DN1. And fifth, going to be Shreddit. Sixth, Prism. And 7 is going to be Age Gives Experience. So give us about 10 minutes, guys. We will take a short break. Go ahead and get the next round set up. And hopefully, with Discord back up now, we can get a couple more people in the next game. So stay tuned, and we will be back soon. Hi, guys. Welcome back for round number two. This time we're going to be rocking it out on Miramar. And as always, this zone is going to be 1.2 times speed. And we're going to have a little 2 times loot. I took crossbows completely out. And then also made magazines 2 times as well. So the only thing they may have to search for is going to be some scopes. I left that at 1 time loot as well as grips. So hopefully everybody should be pretty looted. That way we can get some good ass action for you guys on stream tonight. It's definitely what I aim for every night. If there's any adjustments I can ever make to make your viewing experience more pleasurable, go ahead and just message me or drop some kind of comment on my Discord or in chat. Eventually I'll see it somewhere. And I do promise I'll get back to you at some point. Depends on how busy I am. And so round two is about to start now. Let's figure out what this plane line's gonna be for this round. And we're gonna go from Los Higos all the way up to El Azahar. And it's gonna end just a little bit short of Campo Militar. So we already have our first couple teams jumping out already. It looks to be Team 19 is going to be the first ones out. So we may have a fight for some vehicles over here. It looks to be Team 17 will get directly into the compound. I know it's usually a fight for vehicles along this road, but they're all going to go ahead and land directly with each other. And as you can see, Carnage and Benny going to be just off to the western side of this one. And Pony Fell Off gonna be on the opposite side. T's gonna be almost right on top of Breadstick over here. So let's go over here with her and see how this one ends up turning out. So zone is going to go completely down to the bottom of the map. Los Leones is going to be pretty much dead center on this one. And as far as I can tell, what is that? Maybe 1 or 2 teams? No, only going to be 1 team. It's going to be Team 5 is going to have Los Leones all to themselves. So this should definitely come out of this one very, very looted. Let's go over here and check in with, well, I was going to say Team 19. Currently going to be seeing some shots exchanged with them and Team 9. Unfortunately, did already lose 1 member very early in this one. So let's go ahead and see what everyone else is currently up to. Up here in, well, I can't see the name, but we're having quite a few teams over here in this very, very small town. So we're looking at Team 10, Team 23, and as you can see, Team 22 just hightail it out of here. Definitely not going to be enough loot for 3 teams with how many buildings are over here. Might get lucky and maybe get some level 1 armor and maybe 1 gun. But let's see how Moses is doing over here. Going to be rocking the Scar. Unfortunately, it's got no helmet or a vest, so might want to play that one just a little bit safe. It could be a one-shot knock. So I'm going to head back over here with Team 17 and Team 14. And as you can hear, a couple shots coming out over here. I can see a little bit of damage done to T. She's going to go ahead and heal up with, I guess, a couple bandages. Unfortunately, might be slim pickings with how everybody made their rotation through this town. As you can see, Kit Kat, I believe, going for the wide flank. Going to be coming up on the top of some buildings as well as their other teammate. And Breadstick going to be just on the corner of the wall, third person peeking as Kit Kat comes forward. And let's see what Breadstick does here. Does have an M7, so it can do a bunch of damage very, very quickly. And here it comes. And gets the knock onto Kit Kat. Yukio right there to hopefully get the revive. And let's go ahead and spectate in over here with Yukio. So Kit Kat was able to get off the side of the building. They ended up getting in the little crevice right in between the two buildings. And let's see if, Kit Kat is going to get revived. Breadstick and Carnage drastically looking through that building, trying to figure out where these guys went. And they were definitely very hungry to go ahead and get the thirst onto that one. Carnage is going to go ahead and push outside. Yukio's going to get the couple bullets into Carnage's back. And Kit Kat gets knocked by Carnage in return. Fortunately for Team 17, Luna was right there to go ahead and get the knock on the Breadstick after what looked to like he was trying to go for the thirst. And Pony Fell Off has now come across the street, provides some cover fire from a complete opposite direction, and gets the knock onto Luna, whereas Benny comes through the door and I believe takes T down, and that is going to be it for Team 17 in this round. Very nice job right there to Team 14, and I don't think they lost anybody on that one. I think they got like 2 knocks on that team though, but should come out pretty good by the end of this. So we got quite a few teams up here near the Campo area, and Team 10 was the team we currently spectated on earlier and switched away. Doesn't look like they're in the vicinity of Team 23 anymore, but I do see them off in the distance. Does look like they ended up staying in that city from earlier, and Team 10 ended up rotating out. You can see they went to the east, kind of a little bit more towards Campo. And they're going to have to worry about Team 22 making the rotation in. As you can see, Zone has already started to come, and it's going to be quite a trek from Campo all the way to this zone. It's probably going to be a good at least 2,000 to 3,000 meters. Thank you for the follow, Chris. So Team 5 really hasn't had to make a whole lot of movements in this one. They pretty much just got to stay in Los Leones the whole entire time, just looting up, preparing for possible endgame at this point. I mean, with double loot, they should definitely be very well off with how big Los Leones actually is. Hopefully these guys ended up finding some scopes. I know on this map it's just a little tricky sometimes to end up finding some. Each map has its own issues. I believe since the update, it's been like crazy hard to find a scope in Erangel lately, it feels like. And Slack gonna get the knock on to Sin. Or does Sin get knocked by a vehicle knock? But either way, Slack gonna go and get the 1 point for his team right there. With that one is gonna give their team a little bit extra in this round. And as you can see, Team 24 is now rotating down into Los Leones. And they're going to be coming right in between 303 and Shredded. So I'm going to go ahead and check in with these guys, see where they end up stopping at. We could potentially see a battle between either one of these 3 teams. So it's just pretty much where they end up rotating to. Right now, it's potentially looking like they head right into 303. But as soon as they came over the hill, they made a giant hook and came back up into the city. So they may end up running right into Shredded if they are not careful on this one. This is like my ultimate hated vehicle on this map because I don't know. I don't drive on the roads a whole lot in this map, and that thing, I swear, literally gets stuck in everything. Let's go over here and check in with Abel now. Currently, their team is going to be down 2 players already. Uh, Fortunately, Loki's going to go ahead and jump down. That's going to go ahead and give their team 4 kills so far for this round. Unfortunately, that does bring them down to a 2-man, so it could be a little trickier when it comes to endgame. So if they play if they play it smart and don't really try to engage a whole lot at the very beginning, they could potentially last to the end as long as they continue to play end zone. Or, sorry, edge zone, not end zone. Did look for a second. 303 was going to go over there to Prism, and they ended up going the opposite direction. Thank you for the follow, Christine. So we're going to see a little bit of a zone shift. This one's going to go to the right just a tiny bit. Los Leonos still going to be the very center of this one. So Shredded's still going to have very, very good location. We will see the abundance of teams coming in. So we're going to see what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 or 8 teams rotating in from the northern side of this zone. We're going to be seeing DN1 as well as Team 8 rotating in from the west. And they could potentially run into 303. And who's down here? And Team 7 going to be right on the right-hand side. So now let's go over here with Team 24. They are going to be rotating by Shredded. And they're going to get by without any issues. And let's see where DN1 is at. They're going to be over here at the drop. Let me see if I can get in on... Why did it do that? And 303 is currently going to be battling out with DN1. DN1 currently does have a knock player in the middle of the field. That's going to be Lichties. Let's see if he's got some cover over there behind the little dip. So you can see the little crevice in front of him is providing just a little bit of cover. But the farther he goes ahead and backs off, the more his back is going to be just open to fire from these guys. Fortunately, I'm assuming these guys don't have any smokes. Taking quite a big risk going for the revive right there in the broken field, but it does pay off. So very nice job right there by Britt to get Lichties back up before he goes ahead and bleeds out. And Lucky goes ahead and gets a re-knock onto Lick. And here comes Britt back down the hill once again. Going to be hit a couple times right there by 303 off in the distance. Devil going to get a knock onto Tasty. God is going to be just across the street. Going to get the confirm onto Lick and gets a knock onto Britt now as well. That's going to bring DN1 down to a current 2-man. And let's see if they can go ahead and get the revive before God goes ahead and tries for that thirst once again. And as you can see through the kill feed, he does go ahead and thirst that other knock. So Team 19 going to be just up on top of this hill. Prism going to be directly below them. I'm not sure if they're trying to take any kind of battle right now. We saw earlier they did, unfortunately, go down to a two-man rather early in this round. So at this point, with how big the zone is, they're most likely going to be playing it just a little bit safe, not crashing compounds with stuff like people inside of it, stuff like that. Definitely want to go ahead and get some of these points for placement. And here comes Purple Haze rotating in from the western side. And Team 14 is going to be rotating in somewhat below Team Team 19 over there on that hill. So Zone is going to go ahead and hard shift back up to the north. The very north end of Los Leones is still going to be within the circle. So as long as well, Shreddit was the original ones in there. As long as they go ahead and rotate forward at this point, they should have absolutely no issues going ahead and making the rotation forward. There's really nobody in front of them. They're all going to be on the southern edge of the zone, so we're going to be seeing a whole lot of third partying and a bunch of battles right in the middle of rotations going towards this next one. So Wang going to go ahead and get a knock onto Scuba. He goes ahead and gets the thirst right there with the Scar as quickly as possible. The rest of the team goes ahead and continues rotating. And still Shreddit should be pretty good in this one as well. As long as we don't really see like a very hard shift north, they could really just stay here the entire game. I wonder why since the new update I'm not seeing like shot markers on the map. Maybe it's something I have to turn on. So 303 is going to be trying to play some shots over here onto Prism. As you can see, Goliath going to be directly on the very top of this building. He's going to be looking down the sights of that M24 directly onto these guys. See if he can go ahead and try to cause some damage. You can also hear some shots from his right-hand side at this point. And I believe that is still going to be Shredded inside of Los Leones. Let's go over here with Team 21 now. We're going to see Team 19 rotating directly by them. And they're going to try as hard as possible to go ahead and get some knocks out of these vehicles before that team can continue rotating away. They caused quite a bit of damage to, I believe that was Remedy in the very first vehicle. But he was able to continue to keep going. So Remedy ends up stopping. And as we see, Team 21 goes ahead and jumps in their own vehicle and continues rotating. And it looks like everybody at this point is just going to try to get into this zone. So zone is going to shift just northwest. Shredded really not going to have too long of a ways to go. The only team I see directly in front of these guys is going to be Prism. They may have to watch out for Team 11 just to their right-hand side. Rotation for this one could be somewhat tricky the longer they wait. They may want to go ahead and just make their rotation as early as possible and then basically just pick everybody off as they make their rotation in. And Jet gonna get a knock onto Halo. YouTube Bash very lucky he didn't get knocked on the drive-through as well. That vehicle is smoking, and he was down to just a couple HP. You can see Dazed for Team 15 is now moving up through the blue crates directly below Team 11. And they're just sitting there waiting, trying to figure out where these guys are. And Jet going to go ahead and get the confirm onto Halo now, which is going to bring Team 15 down to a 3-man. So at this point, Team 15 can pretty much just wait it out, and they can gatekeep Team 11 from coming in. All they really have to do is just be patient. They could end up winning the battle. It's just really how, I guess, their in-game leader ends up choosing the rotation around. And let's check in with Team 23 now. You're going to see Team 19 rotating directly below them. For a second, I thought Team 19 was going to go ahead and engage zone fighters. They ended up backing off, trying to make the rotation around, and got very lucky. They ended up backing off of the road before running into Team 23. So here we see a push from Shred It over here onto Banshee. They're going to be at the very bottom of these stairs. Banshee goes ahead and jumps out of the window trying to get up to the very roof. But he's going to be getting shots from, I believe, Team 14 as well as Team 3 over here. And all of Team 5 going to be just below these guys on the very bottom floor. You can see smokes coming out. They're going to go ahead and smoke the stairs. And let's see how Toast ends up playing this one out. Seeing a very big grouping of teams up here just on the northeastern side. So we're going to go ahead and check in with Team 22. King's going to go ahead and prep a nade and toss it right over. And let's see if he ends up getting it. They are actually just on the other side of the other concrete wall. Otherwise, King would have had a very nice nade right there onto both of these players for Team 10. So as we go ahead and watch all these teams rotate to what I believe is most likely going to be third to the last zone, everything's going to start to get a little bit cramped. There is going to be absolutely no way for these teams not to engage each other. So they're going to have to be on the offensive and looking in all directions. Basically, this is when very good communication ends up winning ball games. So God's going to get a bunch of shots landed on him. And a combination of 303 and Carnage's team ends up eliminating Prism from this round. So here comes the zone shift again, guys. And let's see if he can go ahead and get his buggy out of there. Here's him coming around the corner, ends up hopping out very quickly, and gets the confirm. So we're seeing Play Zone take out quite a few people right here. Zeke's going to go ahead and jump right over the side of the mountain, come in right on top of, I believe it was, well, we'll have to wait for it to come through the kill feed. And still waiting for the kill feed to catch up from everybody just basically murking each other. So with that zone shift alone, we went from, I believe, like 12 or 13 teams down to 7 almost instantly as the blue zone comes in. You're going to see the drop's going to be directly in between every single team. And we're hearing some shots come out from Team 14. They're going to have a couple players just at the very bottom of the hill. Currently, Breadstick is going to be knocked as Team 18 goes ahead and starts pushing forward. And Playzone goes ahead and gets a knock onto God. And let's go up here and check in with Tasty. See a couple knocks coming out from him. Unfortunately, doesn't have a helmet, so that could be potentially fatal as he tries to come into the zone. And he's going to have 2 players currently knocked for Team 14 in front of him. I believe Carnage is the only one still standing for this team at that point. And that is going to be it for them. So we're looking at, for our final 3, Zone Fighters 303 and Age Gives Experience. Currently, Zeke and Lucky pushing over right there in front of Propagate. Can Propagate get there before he goes ahead and bleeds out? And barely outside of the zone. If he had maybe just a second more, would have been right on the very edge of that zone. And round 2 victory going to go to 303 as well. So very nice job to those guys. Lucky going to go out with 10 kills that game. So combined, they're going to have a total of 18 kills in the second round alone. So I'm going to go ahead and take some endgame pictures, guys. Go ahead and get the third round set up. Next round, we are going to be playing on Sandhawk. So everybody, please make sure you have the map so I don't have to kick anybody out. And we will be back in, I think it's 6 minutes. Somebody ended up correcting me. It used to be 10-minute breaks, but we went down to 6. So we'll go ahead and get the next round set up very quick. And team leaders, watch out for the ping. Codes will be out in just a couple seconds. Alright guys, in about 40 seconds we'll figure out what the play line is going to be for our third round tonight. We're going to be playing on Sandhawk this round. So zone, it is going to move just a little bit slower than our other maps. The reason being this map's just a little bit smaller. Our teams tend to land a little bit closer anyways, so there's really no point in pushing them together sooner because they're pretty much going to be fighting anyways. Other than that, gonna still be all double loot, so should be pretty stacked considering this map normally has really good loot anyways. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the next round underway. Kind of looks like I need to fix my camera real quick. Where is my chroma key? Should be good for the rest. Apologize for that, guys. So we already have pretty much all of our teams out of the plane now. So as far as I can tell, we have two teams over here in Camp Bravo. We're going to have two teams in boot camp. Let's go ahead and actually 4 teams in boot camp. So let's see what everybody's currently up to in here. And as you can see, ping spike right off of the beginning. So Zone Fighter is going to go ahead and square up with Blunt Trauma Esports right here at the very beginning. And Zone Fighter is going to go ahead and get the first knock. Propagate going to be right there to go ahead and finish it off. Let's see where these guys are chilling at. What? They didn't go to the normal drop location. I am very surprised. So we're seeing quite a few knocks over here on the Team 16, and I believe that is going to be it for them in this round. So they were able to get 2 knocks onto Team 9. And here comes another knock. This one's going to be from Scope with the M24 from Maine. So it's currently going to be 3 knocks right there onto Team 9. Echo Fox going to be currently the only one up. So let's see how they end up coming back from this one. As you can see, Shredder is going to be just to the right-hand side from these guys at main building right now as well. So if they end up seeing them push, there is a very big potential that they could get a bunch of shots in their back as they try to go ahead and push forward. So let's go over here and check in with Hashi. Gonna go and third person peek this ramp, trying to figure out where Shredded's currently at inside of the 3 stack. It does look like they're all mostly going to be on that second floor, and they've gone ahead and started rotating to the right-hand side. And they may end up meeting up with Echo Fox in just a second. And it doesn't look like he has any health, going to be very, very low at this point. So here comes the knock on to Special. The rest of Team 5 is now going to push forward. And Echo Fox is going to have to try to fend them off by himself. Fortunately, he does have an S12K. And ends up getting shot in the back as he switches his direction. If he would have stayed aiming directly where he was, he may have got the knock onto, I believe it was Wang, who placed the bullets in his back as he went and tried to defend his teammate. So that's the one thing I've learned off of playing comp stuff. you can't always go for the revive no matter what. You have to put your life over the knock player's life. If you have the opportunity to go for it safely, then by all means go for it. But there's no point in losing 2 people when you could only lose 1. So we're going to see a knock come out from Wang. He's going to get the knock onto Dusk. Rolex going to be right there to hopefully get the revive onto their teammate. You can see Eve going for the revive onto Lush. She does go ahead and pulls it off. And very nice nade right there by Hashi. Going to get the knock onto Wang, hiding behind the little, I don't even know what those things would be called. Just crates in the middle of nowhere. So Scope's going to go ahead and push up now. Wang's going to go ahead and give us position away that they're most likely going to be pushing up any second now. You can see Rolex off in the distance. Most likely going to be going for the flank coming up right here behind Eve and Lust. So it may come down to Alex is Bay right here. He's not third person peeking it. This could be bad for Shredded. And Rolex comes up just at the perfect opportunity, gets the knock onto Eve. And now trying to play some shots onto Alex through that window. Scope has now come up on the side right beside Eve. And they're basically going to trap the last 2 members for Shredded inside of this building. And here comes the knock and the push for Team 24. It's just going to be up to Alex now. Let's go ahead and check in with him. Trying to play some shots on them as they rotate around from him all directions. Gets the knock onto Dusk. And Rolex going to be right there to go ahead and clean it up. So we are going to see a very hard Eastern shift in this zone. We're basically going to see Prism going to have almost dead center, and we're only going to see just a very tiny or very few amount of teams having to make the rotation in. We do see one of the members over here for Team 18. Actually, it's going to be a couple of them, and they're going to be squaring up with Team 15. This is, what is Team 18? It's going to be age gives experience, and they're going to have to worry about Unholy as they make the rotation. But they ended up finding a vehicle and going to run right into Team 10. So fortunately, the whole entire team has vehicles, which is going to make their rotation really, really short. Like I said earlier, this map is incredibly smaller than everything else we've played so far tonight. So you really don't need a vehicle to make rotations through this map, but when you do, you can pretty much get to center zone in no time. As you can see, they've made a complete safe rotation all the way into the zone. Going to get right on the very edge, but they pretty much could have gone wherever they wanted inside of the circle. Let's go over here with DN1. We're going to see them try to move in for the third party right here onto Team 22. Team 22 was trying to gatekeep Team 23 from moving in. Mr. ends up getting knocked by, I believe, Glitch. And King Size gets the confirm onto Lichty's, Ma, and I think another one. And Accelerates Sin ends up taking down Brit. So as we can see, Team 23 is going to go for the hard flank to the right-hand side to make the rotation around to get into the zone instead of trying to take this team on basically head-on while they're taking damage from the zone. Definitely the right call on that one, but they could potentially run right back into that team as they try to cross the bridge right there at Camp Charlie. So I might stay with these guys until I see some other teams come within shooting distance of each other. But right now, I really think these are probably going to be the next two teams to basically battle it out. And we should also see a little bit of mayhem right here between Team 24 and Team 14 as well. It looks to be Team 14 maybe trying to gatekeep Team 24 from coming out of boot camp. Benny's going to go ahead and get a knock onto one of them, whereas why is there a player on Team 1? I guess he came in at the last second when I started it. Unfortunately for him, none of these points will count. In good conscience, whenever stuff like this happens, you should ultimately just kill yourself. All you really do is mess it up for others for every kill that you get, or basically third parties, anything like that. It could be something that never happened to that team to begin with. So, fortunately, it just kind of screws it up. Let's go over here with Zone Fighters now. Currently, Propagate and Binary both going to be knocked. Jers and Yeet still going to be standing. Yeet's going to go for the revive onto Binary, whereas Jers goes for the one onto Propagate. We can see Purple Haze is now moving in from multiple directions on these guys. And okay, Abe's going to light Yeet up with a nade through the window, ends up getting the knock. And was Binary able to get back up? And I don't believe he was able to get that revive off before the nade came out. So where is Propagate? So he's going to go ahead and boost up. And unfortunately, he's going to lose 3 players from his team. So there's no telling how this situation is going to be handled now. They're definitely looking to try to figure out where their 4th and final guy is. Let's rotate up here to Team 6. I do see Team 10 not too far away from these guys, just down the hill. Let's see which player is actually very, very close to one of the 303 members. As far as I can tell, Zeke looks to be knocked behind the rock. Tasty going to be right there to go for the revive. Steezy tries to come up to get the knock onto Tasty while he's in the middle of it. Tasty ends up going ahead and canceling, gets the knock in return, jumps the rock and gets the knock onto Slat. So that's just going to leave it down to... Oh my God, Steezy. So there's 2 Steezys on that team. So it's going to leave it down to Steezy number 2 and Crispy. While Tasty goes and gets the revive onto Zeke, that's going to put them up to full strength. As you can see, the 2 players down for Team 10, trying very hard to get back to their teammates for the revive. God ends up getting the thirst onto 1, and Steezy ends up making it back to Steezy. So... Let's go ahead and check in with Tasty now. He's going for the flank on the right-hand side of these guys. And Steezy number 2 was able to get back up. And I believe they're going to go ahead and back off of this one. As you can see, Blaze Steezy is still going to be up, trying to provide some cover fire, so I believe his teammates can get away. So we're going to see Team 14 go ahead and make their rotation down the hill. They're going to have to worry about 303 just directly across from them. They're definitely going to have shots on these guys as they push down this hill. You can see a couple shots coming out from God right there onto Bleach. He does get the knock. And now you can also see Team 14 coming up directly behind these guys. Going to get the knock onto Fell Off. And Carnage going for the revive onto Bleach at this point. And it could be bad. Crispy going to be right there to go ahead and get the knock onto Bleach as soon as he gets revived. Carter's going to try for a second revive onto him. And he is going to get knocked by Rolex as they push down into this zone. With, I believe Benny being knocked out over there by, what was that, Abel? That is going to be it for Team 14 in this round. Fortunately, they still have one more round tonight to try to get some points to put themselves onto the scoreboard. Right now, 303 has won the first 2 games, so let's see how they end up taking this third game on. So keep an eye out for them to see where they end up finishing in this one. But it's definitely going to be hard to beat the points that they have put on the board so far tonight already. So Moses is going to eliminate Propagate. I believe he was the last one standing for Zone Fighters, if I remember correctly. And we're going to see a little bit of a zone shift to the north. And let's go over here with Team 15 and watch them go ahead and take on the other Prism Esports team. And I believe Tecate ended up taking them down. So currently just above them is going to be a 303. Lucky currently going to be knocked for these guys. And at least for them, they will have Overwatch on this team, so that'll give them just a little bit of advantage over Team 7 directly below them. Hopefully they end up going wide left. And let's go over here with Kit Kat. Hear a whole bunch of shots from this team. And let's figure out who they're trying to play some shots on. Most likely going to be Team 22 making their rotation into zone. T's going to get the knock onto King Size. Unfortunately, Lucky is going to get the knock on her in return pretty much instantly as soon as she gets that knock. Let's see if I can get up here and check on the battle between Team 24 and Team 8. Rolex is going to be hiding behind a tree. Okay, Abe is going to land the last couple right there into his left side from around the tree. And I'm going to rotate over here to Scope. He's going to go ahead and backtrack, throw some smokes onto his team so they don't get thirsted. So here comes Zone. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go ahead and get that reeve off quick enough before it starts causing damage to these guys. They're just going to have to start booking it. And here come the shots from Team 8 once again. And they're going to try to gatekeep them from coming into zone. Let's go up here with Team 3. And they're going to go ahead and gatekeep Purple Haze from coming through. Scoop is going to get the knock onto OK Abe right as he crosses the threshold of the blue zone. And Team 17 starting to push up the hill. Gets a knock onto Scuba as they continue to push up. Tecate gets a knock onto, I believe, what is that, Yukio? Kind of hard to see through some of the players when they're on top of each other. So I'm really surprised Rolex was able to get back up with the couple HP, make it into the zone as Blue Zone was pushing past these guys. Like, I honestly thought they were going to be down to like a 1 or a 2 man in this next one, but they ended up booking it out as soon as the revive got off. So you're going to see Yukio knocked on the right-hand side. 2 players still standing for Team 18. And a whole bunch of fire from Banshee up on the top of the hill. gets the knock onto Sendy. And it's pretty much just going to be complete third party. I believe Galaxy ends up getting 1 or 2 right there before she ends up going out. And I believe Team 17 ended up getting the last. Actually, I take that back. It was Dusk. Dusk just goes out himself. So this brings us down to our final 2. We are looking at Prism Silver and 303 Esports. And it's currently going to be a, what is it, a 3v2? Yep. Unfortunately, they did lose Tecate to the play zone. So at this point, it could be either team's game. Fortunately for Prism, they are going to have zone, so 303 is going to have to push forward. They're going to get the knock onto Toast, so this is going to bring it to even strength. And he tries to get over there to Banshee to get revived, and Zeke was right there to go ahead and pick him off. Havoc's going to be on the left-hand side. Places quite a few shots right there onto Zeke. That's going to bring him down just below half HP. Tasty going to be third person, peeking the rock directly in front of Banshee. And here comes the boost up. He's going to inject himself with an adrenaline as his zone pushes him forward away from this. So let's see how this one ends up. Banshee tries to play some shots on him as he moves forward. Havoc gets the knock onto Zeke, so it is now a 2v1. Let's switch over here to Tasty as he prones forward towards Banshee. And Tasty gets the knock. We are down to a 1v1. Gets a little bit of damage done to him right there with the molly. Ends up pushing up to the rock that Banshee's currently in front of. He's going to try to jump shot just over it. I believe he's going to come out with a nade right there. And it's going to land right beside Havoc. Here comes another right on his feet. And he does land a couple right there onto Tasty. And 303 Esports going to be the third round victor. So they have won 3 games in a row tonight. So very nice job to those guys. We're going to go ahead and take some in-game pictures of this round. Go ahead and get our 4th and final round set up. And like I said earlier, we're going to be doing 6-minute intermissions. So if you're currently watching the stream, watch out for the ping. It'll be out in just a second. And try to get in the room as quickly as possible. That way we can go ahead and get our final round started up. That way everybody can make it to their next scrims. All right, everybody, welcome back for our fourth and final round of tonight. And I definitely hope you guys have enjoyed the content that I've been able to get on stream for you guys. Um, for all you guys watching on any other platform, please head over to my Madcat. It's a brand new platform that partnered up with and kind of like beta testing it for them, letting them know a couple things, as well as a bunch of other streamers. So you'll see a bunch of us streaming to Madcat right now. Um, so I definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have given me on Twitch to basically follow over onto Madcat. That's going to be my primary place of streaming for probably the next month or two. And then we'll see what happens after that. So would definitely appreciate if you guys went over there. My username on Madcat TV is going to be SnowBack Gaming, just like all of my others. So if you have a second during the stream, or even after you're done playing and you see the repeat of this, just go ahead and head over there, create yourself an account. It's definitely a awesome community. Like I said, it is brand new. And please go ahead and give me a follow right now. I am currently working my way to 100 followers. So would love to hit that milestone sooner than later. So let's see what the first plane line of this route, or sorry, our final plane line of tonight's going to be. We're going to be going from shooting range all the way down to right in between Milta Power and Novo. We're getting a couple teams jumping out at the North George area. So let's go ahead and check in with all these teams, figure out where they're dropping to. And King Size going to be dead center in between Team 15. So Halo is going to be in the bottom of this building. Fortunate for Halo, he does have an M4, but absolutely no armor. So you can see King Size going to be third person peeking the stairs over here. Couple shots going to land right on his dome from Halo. And they're going to go ahead and get a kill right off the bat in this one. So that's going to give them pretty much free movement within these couple buildings right here. Rest of Team 22 is going to be farther down. They're going to have to try to work it out as a 3-man for the rest of this round. As far as I can tell, only 2 teams over here at Yasnaya are going to be looking at... Let me pull my teams back up again. I do apologize for butchering some of your team names, but I do promise once you come back to my scrims a couple times, I will learn all the team names eventually by just seeing the clan tags over and over and over. So we're going to be looking at Jello shooters and age gives experience. So I did see a knock coming out from Prism over here. Came to inspect it, and I'm not really seeing anybody around these guys, so I'm not too sure where this knock came from. Possibly North George with where they're chilling out on these rocks, looking in that direction, kind of. Let's head over here with Purple Haze. You can see OK Abe trying to land some shots right here onto one of the players from Shredda. He's going to get a couple landed right there with the Uzi and finishes it off with the M4. Unfortunately for him, Eve ends up moving in, and Alex is right there to go ahead and provide support through the doorway. So I believe that is going to bring Shredda down to just a 2-man for the rest of this one. And I'm not sure who is left on the rest of the other one. First zone shift, we're going to see heading to the western side of Erangel. We're going to see a cluster of teams up there in the north and south George area. Still the two teams in the Yasnaya area and two teams at military. It's pretty much at the point of being a waiting game. DN1 gonna have Pachinki all to themselves, so depending on how the loot's looking there, they could either come out of there very, very good or crazy strapped. It's really all on how Pachinki's feeling. So I'm going to go ahead and check back in with Team 17 down here. As you can see, Banshee is now moved off to the side. He's going to be third person peeking the window to see if they end up jumping out of main. Havoc and Tecate going to be right there to basically seize anybody coming in from the other direction. And Toast going to be back behind the missile launching bays. And out come our first couple shots from over here. So let's go ahead and check in with T. Unfortunately, they were not able to get a fourth into this one, so they're already down to just a 3-man. So we're going to be looking at a 3v4. And here come the shots from Banshee as Team 17 starts to spread out through the three main buildings down here in military. So you can see T and Luna have moved over to the right. Yukio has remained in the left. And looks like two of the players on Team 7 are going to start rotating around. Set over here to Team 22 as they start rotating through the South George area. And we have a player for Team 23 on the very edge of the banks over there. And Sandy trying to play some shots on him with the mini. As far as I could tell, didn't look like anything ended up landing. So let's go ahead and see what these teams are up to over here into Yasnaya now. So they have gotten a little bit closer. As soon as we head over here, Bomb is going to get a knock onto Jet with the nade. So at this point, that team, in my opinion, should be pushing up faster than they are. You don't want to sit a little stagnant on knocks. And Bama's going to go ahead and get the confirm right there with that DP. And the rest of Team 11 is going to be too far back to provide any kind of shots right here onto Team 18. As you can see, Team 21 is going to be rotating in just wide of Yasnaya up into the hills. And let's go over here with Tasty real quick. He is going to be looking down the very end of the bridge. And he's probably going to be about halfway through. And I definitely think, looking at the map, the second Prism team was rotating here in this direction. So I believe Team 17 was headed towards that bridge, ended up seeing God ride by on the buggy, and they end up switching their rotation to the right-hand side. As far as I can tell, it looks like some of them may have ended up jumping out, and 303 is now going to make their way across the bridge, but real question is, do they stop? So I'm going to go over here and check in with Halo now. They are quickly moving up onto Team 10. You can see them over there just to the northeast. So let's go ahead and check in with Crispy. Inside this little shack, out comes the nade. Doesn't make it through the window, but it doesn't really have a whole lot of area to move. And here come the smokes as well. So we're basically going to be looking at a 3v1 at this point. And pushes in. As soon as Bone opens the door, he fires with the Uzi and gets the knock. Rest of the team now moves in. They go for the thirst. As you can see, the rest of Team 10 is going to be off in the distance just at the compound right beside the bridge. They look to be now going ahead and just backing off the situation, making their way into zone. And they may end up swimming it across right to Watertown, or what is that, the island right in between it. So Team 17 definitely going for the wide trip around this one. They're going to be taking the bridge through the blue zone back into the zone on the eastern side, whereas Team 7 has decided to just go ahead and wait out the zone, hoping to see if 303 goes ahead and continues rotating. But as you can see, looking at the map, Zeke is still going to be at the very end of the bridge, so it's going to be a potentially deadly rotation through. I'm going to go over here and check in with Team 9 at this point. They're going to be moving up right onto Prism. Let's check in with Echo Fox. He's going to go ahead and get a knock onto Galaxy with the SKS. And now going to move up on the right-hand side of this building. Scuba, I believe, is going to be on the backside of the one directly ahead, whereas the rest of the team is going to be in the little bowl area. Unfortunately, they do lose Galaxy. Team 9 went ahead and thirsted as they push forward. So that's going to bring Prism down to a 3-man this round. Fortunately for them, Team 9 is going to be a 3-man from the start. So it's going to be an even strength battle between these two teams. Goliath coming out with the DP. Get the knock onto Special. And you can see to the right-hand side, Echo Fox is going to go for a wider angle. It's going to be using the dips and crevices right there on the right-hand side. There's not really a whole lot to them, so hopefully doesn't get a bunch of bullets sent his way. And it turns out Team 7 ends up making the same decision that Team 17 made earlier. You can see them starting to rotate in directly behind them. So we could potentially see them go back at it for a second time. But in the meantime, let's head over here with Zone Fighters. Did see Abel and his team rotating somewhat close to these guys. You can see them just down the hill from Binary. They're all going to hop in that UAS and make their rotation. Not sure what that was except for lag. I'm going to go over here and check in with Critch real quick. He's moving up right onto Slat in these little hills and everything right in between Ruins and Watertown. Ends up landing the last couple onto Slat with the M4. And that's going to go ahead and bring them to a total of 8 kills so far in this 4th round. So Cypher is going to be up on the roof looking in the direction of Prism. Might want to be a little bit careful with that. As you can see, Team 21 is going to be up on the hill directly behind. And now starting to look in that area is going to land a couple right off the bat right there onto Kolf. Yeah, no worry, Lazary. Later, dude. And we're going to see a hard shift to the west. This is going to put zone fighters almost dead center. We're not going to see rotations off of Prism. Zone fighters, Team 9, Team 21, and Team 22. Over here on Team 19, some of the players from Team 12 going to be rotating in directly in front of them at the very base of that hill. Let's see if they end up trying to land some shots onto DN1 as they make the rotation up and around. And it does look like they were successful in making it around safely. And if they come into zone, even from the north, if they go all the way around, they will be perfectly safe coming into this one. They're not going to have anybody up there. Even on the western side, there's really nobody there. It's just all the teams are congregating right there on the southern tip. Well, let's go ahead and check in with Team 15. They're going to crash into the compounds right here under Prism. So Scoop is going to be right on top of this 3-stack that Krish ends up crashing on. And it's going to be a 4v1 right here. Scuba ends up jumping out and backtracking to his team. And off in the distance, you're going to see zone fighters at the compound just to the northwest. DN1 is going to rotate right by Gatka here, and these shots come in between these two teams. And they are going to go ahead and stop in the field. And their vehicle does not have too many more shots on it, maybe 2 or 3, and that thing is going to blow. So Goliath going to go ahead and get the knock onto Lichties. And I believe, what was that? Yeet goes ahead and gets the confirm. Propagate's going to be right there on the left-hand side of Devil. Gets the knock onto them with the VSS. And Goliath's going to go ahead and steal it from him. So we're going to see the next zone shift again, I believe. And Team 15 and Prism going to be right on the very edge of this one. 303 is going to come in and I believe take down the last 2 members for DN1 at the compound just to the west from where we're currently watching the fight between these two teams. Actually, I take that back. We still got Mr. still standing for DN1. Where is 303 from? Oh, just up on the hill directly behind them. We can see Team 22 is going to be rotating in on the hill behind these guys right now. Let's see if they go ahead and try to third party this one. 303 is going to be split up into a 2-2, and they run in right between the 2 squads and end up losing Cypher in the process. And Glitch going to go ahead and get the knock onto Zeke from some distance right there with the M7. That's actually kind of impressive with how much recoil that gun has. I love it for up close and personal battles, but when it comes to 7.6 guns, I hate them for anything other than that. So I usually 6 to 5.5, some bolt actions, or some DMRs. So Banshee does end up getting knocked. I believe that one coming from 303 just up on the hill. You can see Tecate is going to go ahead and pop down a bunch of smokes. Goes ahead and places the vehicle to provide some cover from the shots through the smoke. This binary is going to be right there to go ahead and third party this one with the SKS. Gets a knock onto Lucky over there. I believe Tasty's going to go for the revive. And Sin is going to get the knock onto Zeke now as well. Whereas Toast is going to get the confirm onto Lucky, so he's going to go ahead and steal that one away from Zone Fighters. Tasty looking right down the scope, right over there onto Sin. Ended up not taking the shot, but he does have the Car 9, so hopefully they ended up fixing it. I haven't used it in a while. Almost missed the battle between these two teams. We're going to be looking at Zone Fighters and Prism Silver. Yeet's going to go ahead and prep a molly, throw it right in, as well as a nade. And are their players back up? Tecate, the only one down. In comes a nade right in between all of these guys. Toast going to get knocked. Banshee right there to hopefully go ahead and get that revive going. And Havoc ends up getting knocked by, I believe, Jers right there. So let's see if Banshee can go ahead and bring this back to a two-man. Currently, Jers gonna be knocked for Zone Fighters. You can see Yeet going around for the flank on these guys. Ends up on the top of the ridge right there. Gets a knock onto Banshee. Toast right there to get the knock in return onto Propagate. And Yeet gets the last final couple bullets into Toast. And that is gonna eliminate Prism Silver from our fourth and final round. Moses still kicking it over there for Team 23. Last time I saw him was in South Georgia, right on the very banks with like 2 to 3 HP. So we're going to see a zone shift. This is going to go straight to Team 18. They're going to have pretty much zoned to themselves. Half of 303 is going to be on the western side of this one. Team 21 should have absolutely no issues coming in from that southern side, but you can see Team 22 is going to be rotating right here on them. I'm really surprised he did not just get a knock. Actually, he did. It just didn't pop up on my thing fast enough. So Playzone's going to go ahead and claim Moses as well as Binary. And Tasty's going to go ahead and get the confirm on to Yeet. That brings us down to our final 6 teams right now. Currently looking at 303. Where is Propagate over here? He's going to be healing up. Where's Binary from him? So Tasty's going to go ahead and get the thirst onto him. And you can see Critch just to his left-hand side using that little embankment just right there with the smokes. And thought he was going to pop up for a second. Put the last couple into Propagate's left-hand side. And Junior was still over there pretty much stalking to see if he would make some kind of decision and try to take off the easy pickings. As you can see, Team 15's gone ahead and put down a smoke line to make their way to Team 18. Hopefully get them right on the very edge of this zone on the northern side of it. As you can see, Halo's going to be just behind the shack to their left as the team goes ahead and starts pushing forward. I think my phone's about dead. And Deviant Action going to get the knock onto Critch through the smoke. This is going to provide them a little bit of relief as the team started pushing forward. They're going to get a double knock, one on the Bone, one on the Critch. Junior going to be down to just a couple HP. And Zebra ends up getting the knock onto Junior before he can get right there to Halo. So that does give Propagate the opportunity now to go ahead and start proning forward. Team 15 kind of had him pinned right there behind that as well as 303. So as soon as the two teams ended up rotating forward, that gave him free range to go ahead and start his way in. Let's see how high up he can get his team some placement points. As long as he is not over 100 meters away from the teams directly in front of him, shouldn't really have any issues regarding the teams beside him because they should be pretty much close enough to where the grass and everything should render in. My main concern right now is going to be 303. If they are over 100, that is not going to render in, and it's basically like he is crawling through nothing. I do apologize if it lagged up for just a second, guys. For some reason, my Dell support assist wanted to scan my computers for current drivers. Don't know why. Usually, it's not supposed to do anything until very, very early in the morning. Propagate comes out, gets the knock onto Deviant Action with the VSS. And Glitch gonna go ahead and steal it away from him. So we're looking at just a one man right here for Age Gives Experience. It's just going to be down to Bomba. Hopefully, he's going to have enough smokes and utilities to go ahead and prone his way forward into the zone. It's going to be down to just God over here for 303 as well. So it's possible Team 22 right now will have a little slight advantage over both of the other two remaining teams. So Sin's going to go ahead and Thirst Tasty with the M4. And this is going to bring it down to a 2v1v1. So at this point, it could really be any of these teams' game. You're going to see a knot coming out from Bomba right there onto Glitch with the Uzi. And his teammate was able to make it inside the zone. So it's going to be down to a 1v1. Glitch is trying to give away the position of Bomba. And did Sin end up pulling that off for his team? And he did. So Team 22 is going to end up being our fourth and final round victors. Age Gives Experience is going to run into second right there with that performance from Bomba. That's going to go ahead and give them a total of 8 kills in that round. 303 is going to end up in third. Zone Fighters in fourth. Unholy in fifth. I'm not sure what Abel's team name is without looking it up. And that is going to round out our top. So I'm going to go ahead and take the final end game pictures of tonight. And that is pretty much going to be a wrap for tonight, guys. If you haven't already, please head over to my Mad Cat channel. Like I said, it's a brand new channel. Definitely trying to get it going as quickly as possible. So whatever follows, you guys could head over there and give me. Would definitely greatly appreciate it. I think I'm chilling at like 12 right now, trying to work my way up to 100 to hit my first milestone on that platform. So please head over there, hit that follow button for me. It's going to be it for tonight, guys. We'll try to get scores out tonight. If we don't, they'll definitely be tomorrow. So look out for that ping. Once scores come out, we'll go ahead and open up registration for next week. Look out for that ping as well. So thank you guys for tuning in as always, and I will see you guys again next Wednesday.